Alabama and Oklahoma State both cruised into the final match of the men's NCAA championship, setting up a clash between two storied programs who faced off for the title 4 years ago. The Crimson Tide survived a close match with Texas Tech in the morning at Karsten Creek Golf Club in Stillwater, Oklahoma, but they barely broke a sweat during the afternoon semifinals against Duke. Alabama won each of the 5 matches to shut out the Blue Devils, with Davis Riley earning the third and clinching point with a victory over Adrian Pendry's 3-2. Alabama's opponent will be the hometown Cowboys, the top-ranked team in the country playing on their home course. Oklahoma State got pushed to the limit by Texas A. Although the final score was 3-2, none of the 3 matches won by the Cowboys reached the 17th tee. NCAA Men's D Championship, scoring NCAA Men's D Championship, full coverage. The clinching point was secured by Austin Eckroat, who beat individual runner-up Brandon Manchino, 3-2, to set up a meeting with the No. 6-seeded Crimson Tide. Teammates Victor Hovland and Zach Baucho also won their matches 4 and 3, against Jovan Rabula and Wells Pajit, respectively. The stakes in Wednesday's final will be similar to those back in 2014 at Prairie Dunes, when Alabama and Oklahoma State also met in the championship match. In that battle, Alabama won 4-1 to successfully defend its national title, with Trey Mullinax holing the winning putt. This is the 4th time in the last 7 years that Alabama has advanced to the match play final, having won in 2013 and 2014 and having lost to Texas in 2012. Oklahoma State will be in search of its 11th national title in program history and first since 2006, having lost in the championship match in 2010 and 2014. Article tags: 2018 NCAA Men's D Championship. Dublin, Ohio. One of 4 marquee groupings for rounds 1 and 2 at this week's Memorial will include Tiger Woods, Justin Rose and Jason Dufner, the tournament's defending champion. Although the threesome, which tees off on Thursday at 8:26 a.m. ET, off the 10th tee, promises to draw plenty of attention, Dufner said he's become used to the crowds and ruckus. Dufner said he was first paired with Woods at the 2009 Australian Masters. We had the whole golf course following us, which was all 25,000 people, which was pretty interesting, he said. Memorial Tournament, articles, photos and videos. All total, the duo have been paired together 5 times on the PGA Tour, most recently for Round 3 at this year's Honda Classic, when both players were in contention. Obviously I've played with a lot of guys with big crowds, so you just get comfortable with it, you kind of try to figure it out, what works for you, Dufner said. The two have also been playing casual rounds together in South Florida in recent months, with Dufner estimating that he played with Woods a couple of times a week during the off-season. I got to see where he was at and how he was feeling and what he was talking about and how he was moving, and those were all good indications, Dufner said. I kind of saw the same things a year ago before he attempted the comeback in 2017. But then obviously he had some problems with his health there. Article tags: Jason Dufner, Tiger Woods, 2018 Memorial Tournament, Dublin, Ohio. Although there are still plenty of uncertainties when it comes to next year's PGA Tour schedule, there appears to be at least one tournament that will benefit from the makeover. On Tuesday, Memorial Tournament host Jack Nicklaus was asked how the 2018-19 changes, which will include the PGA Championship moving to May and the Players moving back to March, will impact his event. Sitting 2 weeks after the PGA Championship and 2 weeks before the US Open, I can't imagine anybody who really is serious about wanting to win the US Open not being here, Nicklaus explained. The Memorial Tournament sits in a great spot. While the tour hasn't announced the 2018-19 schedule, the PGA Championship is scheduled for May 16 to 19, followed by the Fort Worth Invitational and the Memorial. Although officials continue to search for a title sponsor, the Houston Open would tentatively be played the week after the Memorial, followed by the U.S. Open. Memorial Tournament articles, photos and videos. Nicholas also explained that the new calendar has also impacted the European Tour, which should favor the Memorial. Last year, European officials announced the BMW PGA Championship, the circuit's flagship event that has been traditionally played in May the week before the Memorial, will move to September. That could encourage some European stars who might have skipped Nicklaus' tournament to add the event to their schedules. There will be no reason why we won't have, even though we have the best field this year, no reason why we won't have a better one next year, Nicklaus said. This week's field at Muirfield Village includes 8 of the top 10 players in the world ranking. Article tags, Jack Nicklaus, 2018 Memorial Tournament, Dublin, Ohio. It's hard to imagine what was going through Tiger Woods' mind a year ago today. At that time, he was less than 48 hours removed from an extremely high-profile arrest in South Florida for driving while under the influence and facing a wildly uncertain future. He'd managed to play just 3 competitive rounds in 2017, a missed cut at the Farmers Insurance Open followed by a hasty withdrawal from the Dubai Desert Classic before undergoing fusion surgery on his lower back. His Memorial Day arrest in Jupiter, Florida, led to revelations from police reports that he told officers he was taking the painkiller Vicodin and Xanax, which treats anxiety and insomnia, to cope with his 4th back surgery in April. In a statement a month later, Woods said, "I'm currently receiving professional help to manage my medications and the ways that I deal with back pain and a sleep disorder." At that moment, facing an uncertain professional and legal future, he never seemed further away from his former glory. But the climb back was already underway. In October, he agreed to a pre-trial diversion program for the DUI charge, which included a DUI workshop and community service. At the same time, he was also making strides on the course, slowly and quietly playing his way back to competitive relevance. He played his first competitive event in December at his own Hero World Challenge, gained momentum during the West Coast swing and turned back the clock and turned the sports world on its side with a runner-up showing at the Valspar Championship and a spirited charge on Sunday at the Arnold Palmer Invitational. He was among the favorites to win last month's Masters and climbed back into the top 100 in the official World Golf Ranking, a meteoric climb by any measure. It's impossible to truly understand how much ground Woods has covered in the last 12 months, but if anyone would be even remotely qualified to put Tiger's comeback into some sort of perspective, it would be Jack Nicklaus. Memorial Tournament articles, photos and videos. It is, after all, Nicklaus' record of 18 major championships by which Woods has always been measured, and the Golden Bear remains as relevant in the game now as he was when he won his last major championship in 1986. Nicklaus has worn many hats when it comes to Woods, from yardstick to mentor, but on Tuesday at the Memorial he seemed to take on a new role, prognosticator. "I never counted him out," Nicklaus said. And somebody said, "How is your major record, Jack?" I said, "If Tiger comes back and plays, I still think he's got a shot at breaking my record," he said. Some may think Nicklaus is being a tad too optimistic. Woods is nearly 10 years removed from winning his last major championship at the 2008 U.S. Open and trails the Golden Bear by 4 Grand Slam titles. Time flies when you're having fun, or sometimes when you're not having fun, too. I don't think Tiger's had a lot of fun the last 10 years, Nicklaus said. "I would hate to have been through what he's been through, because he's been through a lot. But I think that he is a tough competitor, he's a hard worker, and he's still driven. It's hard to imagine how a healthy and happy Tiger doesn't at least give himself a few more opportunities to close the gap on Nicholas Major Hall, but as the legend explained on Tuesday, the competitive landscape has changed over the last few years. During his prime, Woods' name on a leaderboard late on Sunday may have been Tiger's most potent weapon. Stuart Sink once described Woods' ability to wear down a field as a prevent defense, no mistakes, no unforced errors, just clinical proficiency. Many of those who now dominate the game weren't playing the PGA Tour when Tiger was in his prime. They've never experienced one of those classic Sunday charges. He's been away from the game, and while he was away, all these young kids have come along and learned how to play and learn how to win. And had the experience of winning and believe they can play, Nicholas said. He doesn't have the fear factor that he had when he was playing, because those kids, look, oh, here comes Tiger, and they all folded up their tents and went home. Well, they don't fold up their tents anymore because they have all learned how to win and learned how to play. Nicholas explained that in many ways, Woods must also learn to win again, but he added, with a knowing nod, that there's no reason to think it's a skill Tiger can't reacquire. We all have to learn how to win again, he said. Nicholas offered the kind of anecdote that only a legend can. At the '86 Masters, he was 6 years removed from his last major victory, and some thought he was too far past his prime to seriously contend. Nicholas teed off that Sunday at Augusta National 4 strokes off the lead and did little on his opening 9 to help his fortunes. That was until he rolled in a birdie putt on the 9th hole. All of a sudden, you remember, particularly if you've been a champion at one time, you'll remember, and you have that to draw on, said Nicholas, who would beat Tom Kite and Greg Norman by a stroke for his 18th and final major. That's what I had to draw on. Tiger has it to draw on. At this juncture, it doesn't seem as if Woods is in any need of a paradigm of hope. His record and growing confidence should suffice, but if there are any doubts, he should look no further than Nicholas for a reason to remain confident that he's on the right path. Article tags: 2018 Memorial Tournament, Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods. The PGA Tour heads to Jack's Place for the Memorial Tournament. Here's the key info for this week's event. How to watch Thursday, Road. 1. Golf Channel, 2:30 to 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, live stream, https://www.golfchannel.com/gstream. Friday, Road 2, Golf Channel, 2:30 to 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, live stream, https://. 4. Golf Channel, noon 2:15 p.m. Eastern Time, live stream, https://www.golfchannel.com/gstream. CBS, 2:30 to 6 p.m. Purse, $8.9 million. Course, Muirfield Village Golf Club, par 72, 7,392 yards. Defending champion, Jason Dufner. Won by 3 strokes last year despite a third-round 77. Notables in the field: Tiger Woods, 5-time winner of this event, most wins in tournament history, one of 6 PGA Tour events he's won 5 or more times, PGA Tour record, making first start since the Players, finished T11, finished 12th or better in 4 of last 6 PGA Tour starts. Rory McIlroy, 1 in world ranking, 8 PGA Tour wins last 3 seasons, tied for most in that span with Dustin Johnson. Dustin Johnson leads PGA Tour in scoring average and strokes gained tee to green this season, missed cut in this event last year, finished 3rd in 2016. Justin Rose 9th career PGA Tour win last week at Fort Worth Invitational. 4 wins, 14 top 10s in last 19 worldwide individual starts. Jordan Spieth ranked 192nd in strokes gained, putting this season on PGA Tour. He has never missed the cut in 6 starts at Muirfield Village, but he's only recorded 1 top 10 T3 in 2015. Jason Day win, Wells Fargo, T5 players, in last 2 starts member at Muirfield Village.